previous video we see power supply in the schematic. Now we will see power supply in the PCB layout. First of all, like in the previous video, we have to create a new project. In that new project we have to give in the name to the project, and we have to save the file in a particular path, that is in the downloads or documents or desktop, wherever we want. We have to save that file, and now we give in the name to the project and we'll click on the next button. After that, click on next and finally finish. This is how a blank schematic will be open. First of all, we have to build the schematic, and then next the schematic will be directly placed in the PCB layout. Like the previous video, we have to search for the components which are needed to build the power supply. First of all, we have to go through the bridge rectifier. In the parts, 2W0050 is the bridge rectifier, and next 7805 regulator, and next 7812 regulator. We have to select the components which are needed to power supply. In the parts, in the left side, and then next 7812. Actually, the component needed for power supply is bridge rectifier, 7805, 7812, capacitor, resistor, LED. These are the components, and battery also. These are the components we are needed to build a power supply. Each and every component should be included in the parts. Actually, in the place of battery, we can include the T block. So we can search for the T block also in the parts. Whatever the component we have search in the parts, after that it will be visible in the parts. We can give a double click, and then it will be added to the left side. Like devices, T block also we can add. This is how a T block can be shown. T block means we can use T block in the place of battery. The T block is used for the input and the output pins purpose. Each and every component should be added. We have to build the schematic. First of all, we add the battery, and then next we add the bridge rectifier. Bridge rectifier and 7805, 7812 regulators. We can add everything like in the previous video. Actually, from the schematic we can draw the PCB layout. So for every component like power supply, relay, or motor driver, whatever the components, Arduino or anything, we have to create the schematic first. From the schematic, PCB layout will be generated, then bridge rectifier, and then next 7812 regulator, next 7805 regulator. First 7812 should be connected, and then next 7805 should be connected. And then the capacitor should be rotated, and next LED, and then next resistor also we have to place in the schematic. Resistor. First of all, from the battery positive, it will be connected to one end of the bridge rectifier. Battery link should be connected to the bridge rectifier another end. This is how we connected the battery to the bridge rectifier. of the 7812 regulator, and same as like that we connect bridge rectifier one end to the 7805 input and another end to the ground. Like we connect all the grounds to one connection to the other. Ground should be connected one to the other. Like we know ground be same for all the each and every component. And next we connect capacitor at one end and capacitor at another one. And next we'll see that resistor is also connected at one end and another end to the ground of the LED. One positive is connected to resistor and one positive or negative is connected to the ground. And then next we place DC voltmeters for checking how much voltage should be generated. At 7812 and 7805, these voltmeters should be connected at the 7812 7805 output side. Then next, after giving each and every connection, bridge rectifier at one end is connected to the 7805 input also. After giving every connection, we'll click on the run button in the left side. Then next, after run, we'll check how much voltage should be generated at 7812 and 7805 regulators. It should be 9 volts and 5 volts, but the LED is not low. We take another LED, so we have to go with the red LED. We have to search for the red LED in the parts. We see that is near to 9 volts at 7812 and that is 7805, it will be 5 volts. For 12 volts battery, this is the output voltages. For 24 volts battery, the output voltage should be vary at 7812. The output voltage should be 12 volts for 24 volts battery. If we run, we'll see it should be 12 volts. And then next, here everything is okay, but the LED is not glow, so we have to change the LED and we have to remove both DC voltmeters also and the battery also. We have to keep the T blocks in the place of the battery and the DC voltmeter. The resistor should be 180 ohms. We already known about that. We have to take another LED. This is the problem here. We have to take red LED. DC voltmeters battery. In that place we have to replace it with the T block. This is how a PCB layout. We have to select some part of PCB in the PCB layout. This is how we select. Drag some part, that means that the part should be selected. Schematic will be work out in the schematic. It should be look like in the PCB layout. But now we'll remove battery. replace it with the T blocks. Here T block J1 means the input, that means we have given the input power, and in the input pins J1 means input pins, one is connected same as like the battery to the bridge rectifier. How we connect a battery to the bridge rectifier, like that we have to connect the T block also, like same as T block J2 and J3 is also connected to the 7812 and 7805 regulators. J2, J3. First one end is connected to 7812 and another is 7805, and 3 J2 second pin and J3 first pin should be connected to the ground. PCB layout. There you see PCB layout. Here we have in the tools auto formatter should be select and place OK. This is how a schematic should be shows in the PCB layout. We have to correct this digit format correctly. Actually, how we correct in the PCB layout, how we correct the components correctly with ground and power pins, that should be in the PCB layout, should correctly represented in the PCB layout. This is actually in a random zigzag format. We have to separate each and every part. We don't have for the line separation. There is auto formatter. We have to separate the components only, that means T blocks, which rectifier, ICs only. We have to separate them. For the lines, so we have auto formatter for the ICs. We have to separate each and every component. What are the components in the schematic? It will be placed directly in the PCB layout. If you remove any part, any component should be removed in the PCB layout also. So we should be careful with it. After that, we are having auto formatter to correct the line. Actually, we have to select the line correctly. That means that space should be that means that is in the size of the PCB layout will be generated. This is how the PCB layout will be generated. First as the input rectifier and having the capacitor, 2 ICs, resistor, LED and the output pins. Now we have to the outer means line should be corrected. Auto formatter means we have to format each and every component, and outer means we have to correct the signal and power lines. This is how the PCB layout looks like in a 3D animated visualization. This is PCB layout, and that one is the 3D visualization. First we create the schematic, and then next we have to go with the PCB layout, and the third one is 3D visualization. This is a 3D visualizer. How a power supply will be looks like in the 3D picture. This is the view of 4 sides of a power supply board. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe the channel, and